Here we go.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
Welcome to the Cam Shenanigans podcast,
You mean Shenanigans? Oh! You're talking about Shenanigans, right?
where Mike, Trent, and Zach, and a guest will debate all things automotive.
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Make sure to check out Cam Automag on all the social medias at Cam Automag. And don't forget to support our sponsor, Hustle Energy.
You know, nothing really hammers home the fact that it's 100 and some odd degrees out, like drinking a mug of hot fucking tea. And with that, welcome to the Shenanigans, folks. I'm
The air
Mike.
conditioning must be really good in your house.
It between the air conditioning and the fact that I'm smart enough to, before I leave in the morning, I just shut all the blinds because we're a west-facing unit. So yeah, I just shut all the blinds before I leave in the morning, and you know, with the AC set to 75, it does all right. It does all right. Anyway, I am Mike. AJ, I'm drinking from your mug. I am joined by Zach. He was on a boat.
I went boating.
And Dave, who is currently going between solid and liquid phases right now. We call that plastic.
I am definitely yes. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Getting turned on fucking chai spice tea.
Yeah, great propel. I'm getting so wasted right now.
There it is.
I have an old mason jar that looks like it's been through hell and back of water.
Looks like piss, I'm not gonna lie.
water.
It's just hard water. It just
It's just
Hard
piss.
anything just means alcoholic. Come on.
Yeah. Man.
Well,
I will
I-
say,
oh.
no, I'm doing that dice roll thing every morning on TikTok.
this
Yeah.
dice roll, this TikTok dice roll, do the dice
Hey,
walk.
it's working out. Bro.
No, I'm literally rolling a d20 and just being like, yeah, we're rolling initiative for the day. Try to be positive about whatever comes up. Like the 5 I rolled this morning. AJ appropriately roasted me for it.
But did you come out victorious?
Yeah, you know, did all right. Spent most of my day fucking counting stickers, so, you know, it wasn't so bad. Really didn't have to do much.
You could spend your day doing worse things, I suppose.
For real, so, yeah. So, how the hell are you guys?
I got stories, so I'll let Dave go first.
Okay,
Oh, I was just sweating my dick off in an MRAP all afternoon at work.
nice. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, those are not comfortable.
You
Not
don't
at
say. Man,
Yeah,
I
guys,
quit-
believe military folks when they tell you that something sucks to be inside of.
yeah, no. They kind of know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've got some stories from work that I'm not sure I can tell, but I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We got rid of our RS3 development car, so that's gone.
Aw, sad face.
It's all right. It's gone to a good home, and it could be going to an even better home.
Oh, is that the thing that you messaged me about?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Also learned that some of the biggest YouTube channels just use a fucking like iPhone 12 Pro Max fucking whatever to film their content. I'm just like, god damn it.
When you messaged me that, I was like, "Oh, my
Yep.
my camera body, which is worth the same as that phone, might not be necessary."
It's one of those. It's like what they were filming was definitely didn't need anything beyond an iPhone. But yeah, what the stuff we're planning on doing, we definitely need more than an iPhone. Although I feel as though the iPhones and like the cell phone cameras could become the new Shenanigans,
I
the
think
new
so.
bro cam.
I mean, we always have them with us, so
It's true.
I didn't want to talk about that off podcast because I had some ideas too.
Okay.
But so I did have something that happened at work this week that in my military bunker of a warehouse that I work in.
Dropped a hellfire on your toe, did you?
Until the safety briefing is done, I can't talk about that one, unfortunately.
Did Zach make it into the safety video?
Well, so,
Don't do what Donnie Don't does.
and we have a medical division where we build like stuff like cut cataracts out of eyes. It's weird shit. But they all around their building, or around their area, they have like pre-stretch video or like pre-stretch like hey, if you're gonna work, try these stretches. And it's one of the guys from the office doing them in a very uncomfortable way. And it's his photos on all of them. It's great.
Wow.
I really want to take a photo because it's that Mark guy I was telling you about.
Oh. Oh shit.
And he's like doing like the over the arm one, and like he clearly doesn't want to do it, but someone's like, "Hey, I'll buy you lunch fee if you go do these photos for us."
That's amazing.
But so I did do something that I can talk about, which was my company does a go-karting league, and like I think it was my second day on the job. They came up and said, "Hey, we know you like cars. Do you want to join the go-karting league?" And up from that point, they were always talking about like how good they are, and like they do these corporate games with other companies, which I think they open up like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and ATK, other like.
What?
I would like to think that they do like it's like the
Eat shit, orbital ATK.
yeah.
Fucking cowards.
you guys can make robotic arms and shit that functions in space, but you can't drive a go-kart properly. Plebs.
Yeah, you might have the fucking skunk works, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to skunk you out on the fucking track.
So they're like, oh, we want you on, like you're going to be a ringer. And there's this guy named Ron, and I've talked to you a little bit about Ron. He's an older guy. He's a guy that likes Pontiacs, and he made it very known that he likes Pontiacs, and he wasn't going to like me.
Likes Pontiacs.
Yeah, of course.
And he wasn't going to like me if I liked that Jap trash, as he put it.
Because we all know automotive perfection was attained in the year 2000 with the Pontiac Grand Prix wide track.
Yes. and he was
Woo! As someone who had to learn to drive in one and then drive another one. Yeah, no, let me tell you how fucking great 2000s era GM is.
And he has a G8 that he didn't know had traction control. Quote unquote. He's like, I don't know, it really bogs off the line when I stomp on it.
That was...
He has 245s on the rear of that car.
I mean, yeah, that's what they came with.
Which is a relatively small tire for what that car makes.
It's
a
hilariously small tire for what that car makes.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, this is straight out of the Dodge playbook.
Oh, yeah. But he would go on and be like, yeah, I'm 25 pounds lighter than you, Zach, and that makes a big difference on the track, and I'm just gonna smoke you out there. So come race day, which was last week, and we go to the grid, and I had a lot of fun talking to the cute girls at the front, which was entertained me more than the actual go-karting, I think.
And this is where Zach grows a pair and his interests change.
From cars to girls, right? Is that how this works?
I mean, they're all expensive, so...
Exactly. You're gonna get fucked one way or another, so...
Ha-ha!
So we went down the track, and I should preface with the fact that I'm if I'm bottom, or if I'm 50%, or if I'm in the middle of the pack for time wise, I'm happy. I'm golden. There was 24 racers. There were some people's kids and stuff that were there too, but as long as I'm
So you were just talking all sorts of unholy shit.
No, I was like, I used to work at K1, but it's been a while since I've been in a car, and just so we get out on the track. And I just start lapping bitches. Just fucking start lapping them. And, people weren't getting out of my way. So I started getting really fucking aggressive. Like I was like full speed into a corner, just pushing people out of corners just to get me through them. Like just full like with like aggressive bumper bumps and stuff like that. Like I should have got kicked off that track, but I went for it.
Attaboy.
And I was in the first heat. I got second place in my heat.
Mm-hmm.
I was off by a 10th.
Attaboy.
I was 4th overall for raw time, 3rd overall for average time. Do we want to guess where Ron placed?
Yeah, they probably down.
10 seconds. 10 and a half seconds.
Ooh.
And the grouping from 1st to 5th was a second and a half.
Damn.
Yikes.
So Ron's hot garbage.
He comes up to me today, taps me on the shoulder, and Mike taps me on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, I want to tell you what happened on Thursday. I thought I should give you an explanation."
Oh, excuses. Perfect.
He's like,
Was
"Oh,
it
I
the
got
Wonderful.
Was it the cart?
no,
Had to have been the cart.
no." He was like, "I got some mental thing in my head right now where I have to break at every corner."
I mean,
Okay, well, I mean, at least he's admitting that the problem lies within himself.
Yeah,
I suppose that's a step in the right direction.
I thought you said menthol thing for a moment there. Just
I
like
mean, his name is Ron, and he drives a Pontiac. It could very well be a menthol thing. Come on.
He has,
I'm like,
he
Ron's
has a handlebar mustache too.
Ron just won too many heaters before the first round.
Yeah.
Y'all ever had a Camel Crush before?
Marlboro smooth operator.
He said something vaguely depressing at the end of his long speech to me, which was, "I think this season I hang up the helmet." And I'm like,
Hang up the helmet, huh?
I'm like,
All right.
Ron, you're 65. You should have retired a long time ago. You should have hung up the helmet a long time ago as well too.
Ron, it's time for you to live vicariously through others, younger and more achievable than you.
I would take Ron as a coach.
Man, talent's the first thing to go. The mirror's the last to know.
Go hit the pace car.
Hit the pace car.
Hit the pace car.
I need to come in. You can't. Why? We're having ice cream.
That movie's so good.
It is. God, there is a making of documentary. It's called like Golden Hour or something.
Okay.
Probably amazing.
It is fucking great. Like, yeah, like I haven't recorded. I still think it's on the DVR, but man, oh god, it is fucking great. Just like everything that they went through for that movie, like they actually had a couple of the camera cars in the full livery go out there and qualify in Phoenix.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because they needed like all that footage, like of the different, like, you know, the cars on track and everything. That's real. Like,
Huh.
yeah. So like, I mean,
actual racing.
Did
Yeah.
Tom drive himself for a lot of it? 'Cause I know he does all his own stunts normally.
he did a lot. So for the actual races, like where they had to go get like the B-roll stuff, he was not driving. Although
Of
he
course.
did have a brief career racing Nissans with Paul Newman.
Oh,
Really?
that's
Yes.
cool as hell.
Yeah. So that, yeah, like he raced like 200 SXs and he was super fucking aggressive.
Him and
But-
the ranch guy. Well, hold on, there's a joke here. I don't know. there's a
Take
joke
all
here.
the time you need, Zach.
I don't know. There's a
But
joke
yeah,
here.
no. And at whatever years Daytona 500, they actually had the two cars, the Hardy's car and the Mellow Yellow car, out on track. They ran like 100 laps of the Daytona 500.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So like, and apparently a lot of those stories, like we're having ice cream and, you know, like all that sort of shit, and like the two rental cars after having a meeting with you know, Bill France. Those are all very rooted in reality.
Nice.
Like, that shit actually happened. I think the rental car thing was like Dale Senior was with somebody, like they were getting yelled at. And he's just like, "Fuck this," and they both got rental cars, and they just showed up. They're just like, "Oh yeah, sorry, this is what we had to do."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a Taurus who's buying Illumina.
Oh man.
All right, sweet. We found your midlife crisis card.
So the other thing I did this weekend, which I've been very blessed to have lots of very nice or fun car experiences, and I've been in some pretty showy, flashy cars. I've been in a goddamn Enzo.
Hold on, real quick. Zach, Andrew is requesting that you change your name.
I don't know how to.
So on the little.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was about to say, like, on my screen, there's a little picture-in-picture box with me. It's got 3 dots.
Nope, that just solos me.
Nope, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, and then there's edit name. Yeah, so...
hold on. I don't even know. What should I make my name?
Zach, comma, Bassmaster? I don't know. Figure it out there, Chief. You can only do so much.
It's pronounced bass, not bass.
Holy shit. The nerding chat is taking a turn, and I love it.
So no, I've got some really nice experience. Like I've been in a goddamn Enzo. I've driven like Maseratis, Vipers, 911s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to like getting attention in cars. I'm used to the thumbs up, and people trying to get photos. I'm used to the weird homeless dude at the gas station asking if the Viper has lots of horsepower to try to shove a 5-gallon gas tank into the passenger seat. So I'm used to it. I went to a car meet this weekend, and my buddy Sean Hayes, which I bet you've seen his old car. Let me see if I can pull up a photo of his old car. Give me a second to find him. He had a gorgeous 521 pickup truck.
We like old daddos.
Yeah.
I'll have to really dig. But he recently got a new car. He showed up to this meet in it, and they had a limbo contest, and they were like, "Oh, hey, you should go run your car." And it's I don't remember what year it is. I can show you the photo here in a second. I bet you'd recognize it. He has too many goddamn photos in here. I might not be able to find this photo off the top of my head. Yeah, I might be able to find it, but he has. It's an Impala of some year.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's on bags.
Nice.
And we rolled to the limbo line fully aired up.
Attaboy.
Right
Like
before the limbo line fully airs down. And I have never seen a crowd lose their shit that hard in my life. Like, you can hear the audio of this. Like, I'll play the audio of this. You can see. As we air down, like every person out there was staring at us. It was a 2-person crowd, and I'm sitting there like, I need this in my life. I need some old slow inline 6 Impala. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
He drives past me on my way to work almost every day.
Yeah, he works down by you. Sean's
Yeah, his shop's around the corner from where I live. Yeah.
one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But I would tell the Cam audience to look out for some content with that possibly on the YouTube channel.
Nice. Yeah, speaking of which, we got a new video up on the YouTubes, up on this thing that you may be watching us on. It's called The Last Best. It's a video of an E46 M3 because a lot of people out there say the E46 M3 was the last best M car. So,
That
yeah.
and an E39 M5.
Yep. God.
After that, they turned into couches.
Yep. God, speaking of E39, so I work with Dan Archer.
Of course.
And last week we had some guests come through. And, of course, the day they showed up, Dan broke out his red E39 M5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, it's like, oh, Dan, I wonder why you decided to bring that. But
Did he say hi to you for me?
What?
Did he say hi to you for me?
Did Dan?
Yeah.
What, was he supposed to do that today?
No, I saw him on Wednesday,
No.
and I saw him on Wednesday. I first never met him, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I know you work with Mike. Just say hi to him." He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll totally say hi to him. I'll give him shit for you." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah,
cool."
yeah, no. He's one of those, like, he knows we know each other, but he's just like the connect, like, it's not there all the way, so it's like whatever. Yeah, just whatever. So it's okay. I'm trying to make more friends with the with the engineering crew. So
I'm sure it's just a whole group of entertaining people to work with over there at IE.
yeah, I mean, one of our guys, Matt, he got a tube today. Like, one of the things that showed up was it's like a foot long, 6-inch round, like, steel tube.
Okay.
And it was just like, this is for R&D. I'm like, okay. But he's doing something with, like, a spring. So we've got like 3 different sets of springs from 3 different companies. So he had to throw on a new set on his blue RS3, which I didn't notice this until as I was leaving today. His plate is Gapplebee's.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm sure the Corvette and Camaro community around here is just all kinds of lit that they couldn't get that.
Dude, it's great because so he had to bring in his RS3 to get those springs fitted, and then just sitting in the warehouse is his fucking silver C5 that he drifts.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, we got quite the interesting cast of characters, and I make fun of pretty much everybody who drives a Volkswagen or an Audi.
Which, I mean, probably isn't honestly that many. I mean, looking at the employee parking lot.
Yeah, man, it was one of the manufacturing lead. His name's Brick.
Brick.
Brick. The other day we were talking about. He was talking to some other people about something. He's just like, dude, just like, I'm dumb. Like, why? He was saying something about like, he's like, I didn't get into cars until like a couple years ago. You know, like that. Why do you think I had the GTI? And I'm just like, I thought it was just like a dumb Volkswagen guy thing, not like a you personally dumb thing.
God damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, one of our guys in the machine shop, he wants to put a big turbo 13B in an FB that he's making custom metal wide fenders for.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Hayden thinks he's an idiot for it.
I mean, Hayden's also putting a FSI 2-liter in an RX-8, and probably didn't end up actually coming to fruition.
I think he might have gotten it in there. I just don't think it ever did anything beyond getting in there. But he did bring his 1 Series the other week, his like black like 135.
Yeah.
That thing was tight. And he parked on the side of the building where the guests were parking. So
of course everybody saw that.
yeah, meanwhile I'm just like, what God, the day they were there, they said we had to wear pants and, you know, like a nice shirt. And I'm just like, okay, all my stuff is like beat up like graphic tees.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So like I just grabbed like just like a polo, you know? But then I didn't have shit to do in receiving. Like nothing showed up. Everything was like received everything that I could, put stuff away, did all that I like. So I went over to Kidding and I was just making fucking, you know, swag packs. And then
Nice.
out from the machine shop comes our guest, and we lock eyes, and there I am. Like it's my first fucking day. I'm wearing a polo. Everybody else is wearing t-shirts. I'm just like, God damn it.
I mean, what do you do, right?
What do you want me to do? I got nothing else to do.
Hey, you know, at least you weren't, like, in, you know, a suit and tie or something.
This is very true.
Nobody likes an overdressed idiot.
Just like regular idiots, like us.
That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alrighty.
the other story I have, which leads into this week's topic, is Okay, so we all have hobbies or car hobbies, and some of those hobbies require different styles of cars. Like drifting, normally the cars for drifting is a little bit different. And then if you tow stuff, you're gonna want a car that's more truck-like. Or if you like driving up the canyon, you want something that handles a little bit more. What's the right word? Fun to drive. And if
There,
you go,
there it is. That's the right combination of words.
And if you like, go camping, you want something that's like kind of more built for like off-roading. And so I was realizing this weekend because I think my truck does everything and nothing that well except maybe off-roading. But so my truck has torn up canyons and has which Andrew can attest to this because he's in the chat right now.
He's also drunk.
And kept up with things like ND Miatas and Fiesta STs in the canyon. Granted, they probably weren't pushing it to the very limit, but I was keeping with them still. I've done some pretty crazy off-roading. I've done some like rescuing vehicles on trails. I've also like gone on long road trips in my truck. I've also it's a grocery getter. It's also drifted. I've done donuts in that car on pavement several times.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, like, wow, I've really made that car my bitch. I have made it do everything that I've wanted it to do. And that was hammered home today when I was like, huh, I see that tow rating on the internet for my vehicle. Let's utilize that without trailer brakes. And see, there's Andrew surprisingly fast on that drive. I may have warped the brakes on that drive as well, too. But that's a story for later.
This is why you don't turn your rotors, kids. You just replace them.
Yeah.
So I hitched up it was either 18 or 20 foot speedboat, like a wake boat speedboat, to the back of my truck and towed it to Utah Lake.
Nice.
And it did it. But I think I took maybe 10,000 miles off that clutch by doing it.
Well, listen.
Man, that is so to the point. If I've ever seen it.
Damn.
Part of this story was my friend who owned the boat was like, "Hey, I don't know if your truck is going to be able to pull the boat out of the water because you have to go up the ramp and the boat's full of water. It's going to be really heavy." And I'm sitting there watching like fucking Suburbans just spin tires. I watched one of those Infinity Armadas. What were those things called?
It doesn't matter.
But like the big Infinities.
The QX56, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Can pull out like a 30-foot bayliner on a 3-axle trailer.
And here you are, like the asshole you are.
And so I fucking my truck is so like I don't have a drop down hitch. And so, due to the dynamics, I have the back wheels submerged, basically, and trying to get the boat on the trailer on the ramp and lock up the rear end, put it in 4 low, and just, whoa, just first shot, just like people were still sitting on the boat and they got thrown back for how hard I got the boat up off the ramp.
Nice.
And then I got stuck on a hill with the truck and the boat. And we've all driven manual cars, and sometimes if you're on like a really steep hill, you kind of you start to let the clutch out and you realize, oh nope, I need more gas, so you push it back in, you give it more gas, and you have to pump it a couple times to get it moving. I did that a total of I think 4.5, maybe 5 times. Just to get it
Start smelling some clutch, huh?
just to get the boat, get this 5,000-pound hunk of shit going this hill.
Hell yeah.
You're just looking around trying to figure out what that smell is before you realize, oh no, it's me.
Well, I got off the off ramp and my brakes weren't. I didn't feel unsafe driving with the brakes. They were definitely a little. God damn it, Andrew.
A little chattery.
No, they weren't. I could tell that they were being used more, but they weren't being pushed past their point of overuse. But I come off the off ramp off I-15 and I'm like, oh God, I hope that's not me, because that's strong.
Nice strong odor of semi-metallic linings peeling from their backing plate.
My drums are just melting the paint on the inside of my wheels. But
Asbestos? You're breathing it deep.
Why are my wheels so much dirtier now? Like they were clean earlier. So that was my question to you guys: is like for all the things that you guys currently do, and maybe things that you'd want to be doing in the future as well too. Could you find a car that would be willing to do all of that? Because in theory, my Subaru isn't too far from towing that boat. Because the tow rating of the Subaru is 3,000 pounds. With the 8.6?
It's 1,500 pounds without trailer brakes, and it's 3,000 pounds with trailer brakes.
Yeah. And I've heard stories of people putting better cooling systems in it and being able to pull more. Because my Subaru makes more power and torque than my Tacoma does.
It also has originally it would have had a much worse transmission with it, but...
Yes, that auto... so I'm like, yeah. I could in theory tow that boat, because that boat's maybe only 4,000 pounds.
You come into the issue where the towed equipment is heavier than the vehicle towing it. Which
it's a bit of an issue.
A minor problem.
Well, I'll tell one more touring story, then I want to get your guys' input. But I did that with Skinny Chick. I put a 7,000 pound fully loaded Suburban on that creaky old wooden trailer of Mike's, and then towed it. Oh, I popped 2 tires. Like not on the tow, but they popped within 100 miles of the tow because the axles are so bowed, the wheels are rubbing the frame.
Jesus Christ!
Yikes!
God.
I mean, I towed my Super Duty down to Payson with Skinny Chick on a probably 3,500 pound empty heavy duty trailer.
You that metal one you got?
No, it was I borrowed a friend's trailer. My friend Dan's like big ass, like it started life as a 20-foot Big Bubba trailer, and then it got like another 1.5 feet wider and added another like 6 feet to the deck.
Oh wow!
Damn.
Went from 5-lug axles to 8-lug heavy duty, and just crazy shit. But I bet, I mean, my Super Duty probably weighs just shy of 7,000 pounds by itself. Mm-hmm. And then you had a 3,000 some odd pound trailer to the mix. I was probably 11K behind old Skinny Chick, and
Jesus,
she did it.
Yeah.
That's still a 2,500 Cummins. I mean,
yeah, it'll do it.
It'll move shit.
I don't think I've ever had Skinny Chick actually complain about a load. Like,
I mean, I've definitely warped the front rotors in that truck on more than one occasion, pulling loads that I probably shouldn't have.
But also, Skinny Chick just warps rotors on a yearly basis.
I mean, the second-gen Dodges in general, there's just no getting around it.
Asian Mike has a stack of receipts. I think it's in the center console, because he gets lifetime brakes and rotors for it.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think he's bought brakes and rotors on that truck for like 4 or 5 years.
No, he bought rotors for that thing when he bought it. Because it needed rotors when he bought it. And I threw them on. They're a hub and rotor one piece. So you pack grease in the bearings and you throw it on. You get fresh new wheel studs and all this other shit. And pretty much every year they get used to the point where she starts, shaking shit apart.
Andrew has been there for more than one abusive trip in Skinny Chick.
I mean, Skinny
Chick
is she's put in her licks, man.
She
sounds real good now with that big ass exhaust I put on her.
Remember when it was straight piped, basically?
I do,
Straight piped now, but it was like when it dumped underneath the cab.
Oh yeah, when it
Shit.
stopped underneath the cab, and then I drove it to Colorado to pick up that Subaru.
Dave comes back and the fucking window's broken on it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was a fucking
Oh,
rowdy,
God.
rowdy trip.
And I think I had it right in the back with the broken window.
I
To
mean,
Grantsville.
I at least had another window to fix it with.
Yeah. But okay, so what would you guys choose? Like if you had to pick a car that kind of follows all the characteristics of things that you would do.
Okay. So I am.
think on this one, honestly.
So since I really don't or have any aspirations of dragging anything around, towing is not something I needed to do.
Which
It just
makes
has
the options a lot easier.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, I do want to. I don't know. I keep saying I want to like start doing more camping stuff, but then I'm just like, yeah, you sleep wrong in your big comfy bed and you're fucked for a day and a half. So what makes you think the ground is going to do you any favors?
Hey, it
Which
might
is
just
fair.
be what you need.
Yeah, just get in
Probably
touch
isn't,
with the
but it
earth.
might just be what
No.
you need. You never know.
Yeah, just so I mean, it wouldn't necessarily have to be something I could sleep in, but if I could like just pop some camping gear in the back of it, or somehow affix it to various parts of it, that
So
would be
a
all
large
right.
a large hatchback or a wagon. Got it.
Yeah. So initially, I'm just like, well, duh. Like, I don't have any aspiration to do anything except for like, just like go drive and do dumb shit. So like a Corvette, C5 or newer, ideally a C7,
Yeah.
because god damn it, I want a decent interior. I don't want to have to do the work that somebody did not do to make that
Yeah.
thing livable.
GM had to wait so long to make an interior not suck in a Corvette.
I remember when the C6s came out and they're just like, this interior is not as bad as the last one. And it's just like, oh, that's not a ringing endorsement. That's not a positive review. So,
mean,
Slightly better than shit is not good.
yeah.
Having learned to drive in late 90s, early 2000s Malibus, and my
Oh, yeah.
mom personally owning a 2003 Malibu, I could tell you exactly how many pieces of hardware are identical to a C5 Corvette.
Oh, dude, I remember, like, because my dad had, like, a 2000 and then I think, like, a 99 or an 01 Pontiac Grand Prix GT, mind you. And man, I remember, like,
GT.
I just remember the first time I looked at, because I was just like, oh, I'm going to get a C5, it's going to be tight. I looked at the interior and I saw the radio and I just had flashbacks.
you saw Pontiac in there,
Yeah.
and then
Just-
you're
It's not a
just
thing you
staring
wanna
off into
say.
the distance, hearing choppers and rifles.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. For some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
Yikes!
But
yeah,
yes.
you sit down in a C5, and then I mean, first off, right out of the gate, and I'm sorry to you guys who don't see this until I mention it, but exterior door handles, Malibu.
Yep.
C5 Corvettes have Malibu door handles. I'm sorry. It's
Dude.
probably why in the C6 and C7 they got rid of door handles entirely.
The C5 was just like, we need to make a sports car, but also we can't spend that much.
Yeah, climate control. Insert any mid-size GM from the early 2000s.
Yeah, like
It's the same climate control in like a Tahoe, for fuck's sake.
yeah. So yeah. So like if I ever got a C5, it would be like for sure just being like, yeah, this thing is going to get ratted out real hard, real quick. But like a C6, it's just like, okay, it's not as bad. It's like
Yeah,
at
I
least
mean, you've got more Cadillac parts.
Yeah, there we go.
That's an improvement.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, like a Corvette, I'll take a C5, but ideally like a C6, preferably C7, because that'll do, like, I can go drive, there's there's room for another person so I can undertake a road trip and not lose my fucking mind.
I
God.
mean, you could stow a decent amount of stuff. I mean, I think
I mean,
they
yeah.
have more cubic
Yeah.
area in the hatch than Rhonda did. And I
Yeah.
mean, we went
And
down
we-
to Kia and Rhonda, so
Yeah. So, I mean, we did work with Rhonda, so, I mean, for sure, we do quite a bit of stuff with the Corvette. But then I'm just like, well, I mean, what if I want to, like, okay, what if I do want to do the thing where I go out to the track and I sleep in it and all that stuff, so...
Well, keep in mind, because of Drag Week, people do make hitches for C5, 6, and 7 Corvettes.
I'm aware. I am aware of this.
And
No,
you could
my
probably
thing...
pull a little 1,500-pound tent camper behind your C7 Corvette.
Oh, dude, no. So my thought here was just like, well, what if I just want something where it's like I don't have to drag anything. I can just pop on just like a little like roof box or whatever, you know, and we'll be fine. Listen,
I'm here for it.
Imagine, if you will. You remember my legacy.
Imagine, if you will.
Yeah, just, but yeah, that thing just dumped with a, you know, like an EJ, a good EJ25 in there, i.e.,
Yes.
one that hasn't been fucking hammered, and built right.
And a drive shaft that was properly balanced.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that like pound and a half of fucking silicone that me and Dustin put in there, it was
Hey,
great for the
hell.
drive home.
Yeah.
But every drive after that, it was a problem. But no, so
Hey,
I mean,
man,
just,
I owned basically your legacy for 3 years. I get it. They're awesome. I towed with it. I camped in it.
yeah.
I
So
did all kinds of dumb shit with that car.
oh yeah, I mean, it would be one of those that would just be like, I would have like if I could have three, there would be one be lifted a little bit, the adventure vehicle, you know, be able to go do some light off roading, you know, or off the beaten path camping. One that's just like dumped with no center diff, so I could go have Jordan yell at me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then one that's just like an appropriate ride height, but you know, again, a built EJ in there, so I could, you know, go take on the canyons or, you know, throw that thing in sixth and, you know, not eat all of the gas in one fell swoop. I don't
mean,
know.
you stay out of boost, they do all right.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, that two of those three are going to have air conditioning. I'm willing to sacrifice it on the drift car, but the thing I'm sleeping in, no. Yeah, so
That's valid. That's
Yeah.
totally fair.
so there we go. So either a Corvette of some variety or some amount of BG chassis legacies.
Mine's for
Totally here for
sale.
I don't want yours, Zach. I've
Mine's
seen
for
what's happened.
sale.
I've seen enough of that one. We're good.
I don't think you've ever actually seen it though. Have you ever actually seen the Subaru with the flat six in person?
Yeah, didn't you bring it to like a Tinner's meet or something? I took a picture of you standing on the motor.
I did. Yeah, I took Stucky for a ride, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking die in this thing."
Yeah, which is fucking hell.
Yeah, you signed it. You signed the which I still have, which I'm pretty sure says, "Not a restaurant" or something like that, or like.
This is the best restaurant I ever ate in, which is
Yeah.
my standard. If you hand me like a guest book, like if I ever go to your wedding and you're just like, "Oh, please sign the guest book," or really anything, it's going to be, "This is the best restaurant I ever ate in."
That's. I need to take a page from your book, man. That is just on.
I did that for my brother's wedding.
What
They
you
shouldn't
wrote,
expect anything less from you.
No.
what you wrote was pretty good, but the best thing on my hood, which is Brandon McConkey drawing a large penis and then signing his name in it before I could say, "You can put anything you want in here except a swastika or a dick." And I'm like,
Welp.
it's Brandon McConkey. That will slide. That will slide.
The international man of mystery strikes again.
Yep. All
Okay,
right, Dave.
so-
what
so-
version of the Taurus are you going with?
I should specify
Well, I
that
mean-
the three of us have a group chat where we discuss what we're going to happen before each show, something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
pitched this idea, and I said, Dave, I said, I swear to God, if you pick the Taurus, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, also, real quick, honorable mention: the Ford Fusion Sport.
Ooh, yeah, like the
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, 2.7 twin turbo V6.
all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flappy
Yeah.
pedals. Oh yeah.
Looks good.
Oh
Yeah,
they look
dude.
Great.
Yeah. So
Um,
honorable mention to that, but I'd feel real bad fucking that thing up, even though it's a fucking rental car.
Brembo actually already makes a 6-pot and 4-pot brake kit for those things.
Well, maybe I'm less inclined to feel bad about trashing that thing.
I mean, they're a tune away from stomping mud holes in the last Gen Taurus show, so.
Hey.
And we know what the show and the Ford Flex, its fatter cousin can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was going to choose a Taurus, I would probably do like the last gen show.
Yeah.
Because they're all-wheel drive, because, flappy paddles, you can, obviously you could daily drive something like that. They make
Yeah.
pretty retarded horsepower with relatively minor mods, like, most EcoBoost V6s. I mean, they handle pretty well for the heavy girls they are. I mean, it's a 36 or 3,700 pound car.
Yeah, on a good day.
Yeah, pretty fat child. I mean, you can feel the weight in those cars. There is a lot stuffed in them, but you can definitely feel the weight in them. There's a guy I follow on Instagram that has a lifted one with a fender dump exhaust, and
Hell yes.
he takes it off road. He has fun with it. He definitely takes it more places than several guys I know with Jeeps.
That's listen.
He calls it his nice gambler. So
It's the high
Place-
roller room car.
yeah, place that where you want, right? Yeah, he puck lifted a $10,000 twin turbo car and drives it off road, whatever.
Nice.
You could tow with them. They do have a factory option tow package. It's sad that you can't get more than a 50-50 bias out of the all-wheel drive.
It is, but
But,
I mean-
they are front-wheel drive based.
yeah.
But, you could still have some fun with it. I would like
Oh,
to
yeah.
skid. I would like to skid one around, so that kind of takes it off the table for me. But
Yeah.
gee, I don't know. We didn't say anything about doing all of these things with the same setup.
Yeah,
per se.
mine.
So here's kind
There's
my
some liberty there.
yeah, in my wiggle room, and to kind of follow where Mike was going with his, you could kind of do all of that shit with one car specifically, like I'm honestly kind of torn, kind of tossed up. Like you could do this with, like a later generation Camaro, like a Gen 5, 6, or 7 Camaro,
I thought about doing like a Gen 5 or a Gen 6 Camaro.
Yeah, because those are hilariously affordable right now.
Yeah. Oh God.
You can find a Gen 5 SS with a stick for $12,000. Like,
Yeah. Trust me. After we had a conversation. Okay, so real quick story about work and clapped out cheap Audis. So
Yes.
we had, I think it was just an S6 on the dyno.
Mhm.
Except this one, we put some RS7 turbos on it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we were just that. So yeah, if I've ever sent you a video of like a car on a dyno when I've been at work, it's that car. So
Okay.
yeah. But I just overheard like a couple of our guys talking, and it's just like, oh yeah, these things are getting cheap now. Like 20, like 20 grand will get you a good one with decent miles. This one, and the gesture over the one on the dyno, that thing's clapped out. That thing's like 14. And I'm just like, oh, we need to define what clapped out means,
Yeah.
because that doesn't look clapped out to me. That does not fit my definition of clapped out. So
Clapped out is missing major components.
Like
Yeah.
door cards or part of the bumper's not even there anymore.
I mean, if you got one or two warning lights and it pulls slightly to the right, that's far from clapped out, my friend.
Yeah, like
That's like 96% of road-going vehicles.
it's fucking cherry.
If a simple tune-up can fix the issues it has,
Yeah,
Shit
if
ain't
like
it's not
clapped,
clapped
boy.
out.
if a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon up at Scotty's house at a 30 rack will fix the problem, it's not clapped out.
Oh,
So.
man.
Anyway,
Um,
yeah,
so,
Oh,
yeah, Dave didn't quite finish.
no, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
so I mean, we could do something like that. We could do like a Challenger. I don't know. I'm following the Subaru wagon thing though. You know.
Right? Yeah.
I've got that 2000 wagon that I'm putting together, and I've had a 99 before. I've got that right-hand drive 95. Like I've got all this stuff kicking around, and it's really easy to go from like a 2-inch puck lifted Outback, to in a weekend, throwing some coilovers on it, swapping the rear diff out for a welded one, maybe already having it rear wheel drive even though it's lifted, and then not have to worry about the center diff.
Yeah.
Or leave the center diff welded and just pull the front axles out, some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I instantly went with the we never said anything about it had to be the one car, and these things are cheap enough that I could have a fleet of them.
I mean, shit, I've got 4 of them right now, and they've all cost me pennies. So,
Right? Yeah, so that's why I was just
case in
like,
point.
yeah,
I've owned 3, and
I've owned one, and I got my fucking money's worth.
Yeah, and we don't even have to keep it like just a Subaru wagon, right?
Yeah.
Asian Mike and I had the Quattro, the rear wheel drive Audi A4 Avant. You could do dumb motor swaps to those things. You put a 2.7 in it. You do a supercharged 3.0. You could throw a 4.2 V8 in the damn thing. 1.8Ts. They came factory with 1.8Ts.
Yeah.
You throw in a 6-speed from an S6 or an all road or some shit like that, and or even a S4. Same box. And just chuck in a spool in the center diff and pull the front axles out. Maybe you've already got an LSD in the back, whatever. They're a quick strut swap away from being, a 1.5 feet off the ground on the ground, and go chuck it into walls,
Yeah, I mean, God, I honestly think, now that you mentioned like an all-road, I'm just like, I mean, just go grab like a new all-road, and then...
Yeah, I mean, they have air suspension, and you can tweak the factory air suspension.
Yeah, and then like I'll just take it to work and be like, I need to do stuff with this.
Give me a stage 2 map, some S6 turbos, a clutch that can handle it, and go.
It's like, and let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, the all-road has the benefit of having a factory optioned 6-speed manual, the good 6-speed.
Yeah.
So that works.
Yeah.
Ride height's not an issue. You can air it down a little bit and go have some fun in the canyons, or you can air it up and keep the scratchy Rockies off of your Transpan.
Yeah, keep the pointy rocks away.
I mean, it's funny because you can blur the lines in so many directions.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram who, like, last weekend, I think Apple Valley Speedway or something like that, was drifting a pre-runner Toyota S-Runner.
Jesus, okay.
It used to be a drift truck. It was an LS swap drift truck. And then he decided, I want to build a pre-runner out of it. So he put all these super wide fenders on it and lifted the shit out of it. Has long travel suspension and all this shit. And then he threw on some street tires and was out, even without power steering, was out running doors on like BMWs and S chassis and shit.
Nice.
You can blur the lines so many different directions because there's autocross trucks that like tow their own shit to the track, and guys that drift their autocross trucks like Matt Carr and his C10. And there's just so many ways you can go. You know, there's guys that, you know, autocross and drift the same car. There's, you know, they're daily drivers even. You know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's all sorts of stuff that we could do with this, and now
really
I'm just
are.
like,
So I did have an entry that is not my Tacoma.
okay,
I
snap.
think this is the most expensive one in the lineup. I didn't set a budget, but realistic I thought was kind of there. And this is a little bit out of realistic for me, but it's not that out there. 2012 Porsche Panamera Turbo.
damn it, that's usually my go-to.
I don't feel like those are like unreasonable though.
This one I found is they want 44.
No, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's a bit of a stretch, but you got to think a lot of folks are paying almost 40 for a brand new Honda or a brand new
Yeah.
Camry.
Yeah,
You know,
And
it's kind of like the BMW complex. It's like you could buy a 740 IL for the same price as a, you know, mid 2000s Honda.
yeah.
You know, and you're getting that much better, you know, quality, even if it is used.
So, according to Google, that will tow 5,400 pounds.
I mean, I've seen some pretty big boats behind Panameras, so I buy that. Yeah.
And it's sporty. I could take it on. I could do canyon stuff with it. I could do autocross with it. I could easily daily it, and it'd make a great road trip car.
oh for sure.
So
That's one of those cars you set the cruise at 90 and you just arrive at your destination. You know?
You're just
Yeah, and you're
there.
just like, oh, I'm here now.
Let's see if this has cooled. This even has the chrono package on it. Let's find the photo.
I'm surprised nobody has like chimed in and suggested like lifted Tesla Model S. Ooh, I
The
like
chrono
that.
package.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, so
I mean, we don't. Stucky's drifted a Model S before.
Oh, and this is actually local. This one's at RC.
oh, okay,
So yeah,
All right.
damn. And I just went through and I just did the math. $2,600 over at IE, and I get a bigger intercooler, an intake, catted downpipe, and a stage 2 tune.
There you go.
So I'm just like, okay, we can do this.
There
There it is, bro.
Is that your new car?
God. Listen, how
Mike
much
is
I-
going to show up in a dumped all road soon.
Yep.
And it's going to be faster than everything we own.
Yep. Oh, sorry. It's more like $2,800 because forgot I actually have to get the power link. So it's not just the tune. I have to get the $150 dongle. So, Jesus.
You said dongle.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, man. God, and that would put me at stage 2, 91. God. So yeah. So I go from a stock 2021 all road makes 261 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. Man, with the tune, the stage 2 tune, you will pick up 77 horsepower at 121 pound-feet of torque. So you go
There
to
you go.
337 and 410.
There you
That's-
go. That's enough to have a lot of fun with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes more than this Panamera does.
Oh yeah. So
Overtime
I mean,
tweaks in for the win there.
lifted
Tesla
Model S. There you go. Yeah, and that's
He heard the call.
yep. So that's like 55 grand, and that's for a brand new car plus all the go fast parts.
$55K to void a brand new car's warranty. I love it.
Yep, there we go.
I mean,
listen,
that's
the more-
that's roughly what you'd spend on a C7. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's in the budget, right?
Yeah, it's there.
The
Good.
Panamera makes quite a bit more than that actually. It's anywhere between 500 and 540.
Oh yeah. So yeah, listen. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
whatever.
moving a lot more ass. Come on, think about that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Panamera's a big booty bitch. Come on.
yes. It
Yeah. Plus, I got that sweet air suspension, so I could pretend to go off road.
is. It's an all road.
Yep,
It's, an all
it's right there in the name.
All roads.
Would you? Do they still offer the shitty plastic cladding if you decide
hope
not
so.
to go for the paint match version?
I didn't. See, I don't.
That was
think-
my favorite. You know, it's like you see all roads, the older all roads around that have like
Oh,
shitty
yeah.
faded plastic that looks like a Honda Pilot that sat out in the sun.
Yeah, so it looks like it just has like the plastic like over the fender arches,
Okay.
and that's really it.
Okay.
So a little bit more, but yeah,
That to me, I see that that's the same thing like somebody like Rhino lining their car.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, like, you know, when the All-Road first showed up, and they were all plastic clad, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, that's like utilitarian, but still fancy, you know? And then, like, people started to complain about it, and so they offered, like, paint-matched versions of the All-Road. And then,
Yeah.
like, nobody bought the plastic. Everybody
Yeah.
just wanted the full Fender S6 Avant, basically.
basic, yeah, because that's what the early ones were. They were just like S6s.
Yeah,
Like,
they were literally an
they're-
S6 Avant with a turbo motor.
Yeah, it was just like it was some weird like mutant A6. But yeah, now, man, yeah, Jesus, that's. I honestly thought I'd be paying a lot more for all of that.
I mean, for a brand new Audi with some mods, that's surprisingly affordable.
Yeah, and like, yeah, and it's the stuff that you would need because, again, with IE, you can do a stage 1 too. It doesn't really matter. You can just flash that on there. But the stage 2, it's just like, hey man, you need to have the downpipe, and we
Yeah.
really, really, really recommend the intake and the intercooler.
You know, there's people out there running a stage 2 with overboost on, you know, all stock shit and wondering why their shit
Oh.
blows up and pings.
Oh god, yeah, like just totally just destroying things and just
Stage
sa-
2 tune is garbage as I throw it on a stock piece of shit.
high mileage like Mark 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Mark 6 that was already on its last legs.
Yeah. When's
Well-
the last time you did spark plugs? What?
You've been changing your oil at like 3,000 miles, right? Because that's what the Mark 6s really need. Oh, I haven't changed the oil since I got this thing. You've had it for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm like 14K on this so far.
Jesus Christ. Well, there we go. I think that's an episode, folks. I think we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, not too bad. We
No.
actually kind of came around, and what we want is surprisingly similar.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Zach. Zach just wants a pickup.
I already own a pickup, and the Panamera is basically a pickup too.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. Okay, last tangent here. I wonder if I could have got a manual GTS Cayenne for that kind of money. I think they're cheaper.
Can you get a Macan with a stick?
I don't think a Macan, but you get
I don't
the-
think you can.
Oh, okay.
I think the Cayenne was like the last one you could, but that was just like you basically had to go to like the Porsche dealership and be like, listen, I'm willing to pay a lot of money
but they're
for a
cheaper.
very ugly very ugly Cayenne. Because that's how, man, that's one of those things. I remember watching this VinWiki video with, I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about how you get on like these lists because he's on a lot of like preferred buyer lists for like McLaren and Mercedes and all this stuff. And he's just like, yeah, like if you want to get on these lists, like if you want to be the one like at the front of the line to get the new whatever it is, you basically have to go in there and spend a lot of money on shit you do not want at all.
Oh yeah, no,
Like-
where it's like I want a. You pick out the most disgusting, gross combination of colors, stuff like that.
Yeah, or like some dude ordered like a 650S, but just like this hideous like trim level, awful color, and then he just bailed at the last minute. But it's here, so we need to sell this thing. You go in there and you buy it. Like that's what you do. You just go in there and you buy the expensive, ugly stuff, and you just prove that you're down for the cause.
You can't
And
clown.
suddenly, the sales manager will start calling you and be like, "Hey, we have this event that's invite only. Would you like to come?" And then suddenly, hey, they're going to start doing pre-orders for the public for the new whatever in a couple of weeks. However, we can get yours in right now. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Makes
Yep.
sense.
So-
I will never know the luxury, at least unless
Neither-
I win the lottery anytime soon. But
When I heard that, I'm just like, man, that would be kind of cool for BMW. And he's talking about like McLaren and Ferrari and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I have aspirations, but it's like living near a nice public golf course. Not on a country.
You're
club.
like, come on, no, I'm not 650S budget. I'm not, SLR budget. I'm like pre-owned M2 budget. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not SLR budget, but it's just like, yeah, let me just go ahead and hit an SL 600 with the sauce.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like heart's in the right place, head not so much.
We aspire to greatness.
We aspire to upper middle class or lower upper class.
My collar is still a touch of teal, right?
Yeah, we're
The bleach wasn't working for the full effect, but
yeah,
got most of the blue off, right?
We're domesticated, not housebroken.
Right.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you everybody for joining in. AJ, again, thank you for the mug. I will be rocking it again on Friday when me and Dave and AJ and Brandon and Glenn and Brandy and special guest Ben Allred, Brandon Kuhn, get together and record the next few episodes of the Nerding for Beginners podcast. We're getting back to the D&D playthrough, everybody.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
There
It's
it
been
is.
far too long, but
It has been
life,
way
adulting.
too long. Exactly. But so we got that. New episodes of the Nerding for Beginners podcast every Wednesday over on our Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube channels. We do the Twitch Thursday where we stream different games. The rest of this month, it's Pride Month, we're going to be raising money for a different LGBTQ charity. Last week it was Operation Blazing Sword, Pink Pistols. This week, still working on it. Still trying to figure out who we're going to be doing. Me and Brandon have been kicking out around a few ideas. But so on Thursday, tune into the stream, hit the donate button. Money will go straight to the charity, and you'll be helping out. And then let's see. Zach just published a video over on the Cam YouTube, Last of the Best. It's a gorgeous blue E46 M3. It is going to be the first in a bunch of videos that we're doing because we're going to be making a push for more video content.
Yes.
So he also created a Cam TikTok.
Yes, there is a Cam TikTok. Go and follow it. We already have. Hold on. People are messaging me. Sorry.
Okay.
TikTok. Shit! Stop talking to me. Ah!
Oh no!
It is Cam. Oh, hold on. Fuck. There you go.
Technology.
There it is. I found it.
Good job. It's at Cam Automag.
Like everything else.
Yep. We
And-
keep it consistent, baby.
Oh, look at there. We got Trent Bray was the first person to follow us,
Look at that.
and then we
That
got
is-
Dave right there.
Oh hi.
Man.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm just
There you
there
go.
for music.
And then, and I would like to take TikTok a little bit more seriously. I think if I go to some more of these meets, I might try to make some content at some of these meets, stuff like that, and
There you go.
really get that going.
Sounds good.
Or at the very least, just abuse the shit out of the Adult Swim thing going on right now.
I know,
For
right?
real. For real. Both of my TikTok accounts are creator accounts, so I can't use that music, which is such a fucking bummer. Yeah. So, whatever. Hard whack. But,
Yeah.
so
I'm familiar with that struggle of not being able
but it's dumb. I just wanted to put a link in, like, the Nerding for Beginners bio so you could just click there and go to all the different places. But I couldn't. Like, I had to go, like, the Big Boy Creator account. And it's just like, now you can do this, but you can't use any of the cool, trendy music, which plays into where you pop up in the algorithm. So I'm just like, God damn it. So,
Oh well.
whatever.
We'll figure it out one day.
One day we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, folks, thanks for joining us. We will be back next Monday with God only knows what.
We'll figure some dumb shit out.
It'll probably be like an hour before the episode, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anywhere between like 70 to 5 minutes before we go live, we'll have something figured out.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yep.
Anyway, I have been Mike. That has been the cheap bastard Dave, and the Bassmaster himself, Zach. We will see you guys later.
Adios, shids.
Bye.
Good night.